as fans of Black Clover, I think that we might just have to accept that he might be dead. Either he's dead or dying, but as of right now, as of chapter 320 of the manga, he is in a terrible state. He is massively wounded and looks like to be, at the very least, unconscious. So I wanted to talk about this and a lot of what happened in the chapter 320 of the Black Clover Manga. And welcome back to another chapter review on this channel. So if you guys do enjoy, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. I'm going to go over my summary of the chapter, my analysis, my review, and talk about some of the things that I caught. So, quick summary, we can really just sum it up that Asta did not succeed in actually defeating Lucifero, as I predicted from the last chapter. He did hit Lucifero, Lucifero dodged it, but it hit his horn and knocked it off. And this enraged Lucifero, and he just beats the shit out of Asta. He knocks him down to the ground by grabbing him, and then he starts just stomping on him. This knocks him out of his devil union, and the captains do return though and come in and try and save him, and they fail. They just absolutely fail. Twilight Valhalla is destroyed, and Asta, at the last second of the chapter, is saved by Yuno and Mimosa, as Yuno uses his star magic to teleport Asta away. So, that's essentially my summary. My review? I thought it was an amazing chapter, and overall this is an amazing series of chapters, as Lucifero's presence is incredibly threatening. He is defeating Asta without difficulty, and then he no-diffed 7 of the amped captains. I'm really excited to see what goes on from here. Another thing I really want to point out is just how the fandom respects the power of Marillana and Fugolion. Just remember that Marillana gets stronger in her Hellfire Incarnate as the more she uses it, and she is amped by Valhalla as well as Fugolion. And they did a combo spell against Lucifero, and he just tanked it like it was nothing. So that just goes to show how incredibly powerful Lucifero is, and just I love how threatening his presence is. So yes, this is a great chapter. But as for my analysis, there's some things that I really want to pick up from this chapter and talk about it. But there's a lot of people talking about from this line of Lucifero and what it could mean. It's him. He's the cause of all of this. That filthy brat. Die. This has caused a lot of speculation on Twitter and of the Black Clover fandom of what this actually means, saying that Asta is the root cause of all of this. Now, this does not have to be a grand universal root. Like, it could just be the root of the Tree of Qliphoth being cancelled, because Lucifero, because of Asta and his intervention, the Tree of Qliphoth seemingly is not going to be fully manifested. Because of that, Lucifero cannot fully manifest. He's only half manifested. Remember, that was Asta's fault. He essentially did the Infinity Slash and canceled his manifestation. So I think that really was possibly what he is saying, that Asta is the root cause of this. Because a lot of people have taken this and saying that he's the cause of everything, that Asta is some part of grand universal scheme, which honestly, I still think that is very possible, as I've theorized that multiple times, but I don't think this statement is referring to that. And one of the things I want to bring up in terms of like next chapter is that Lucifero seems unbeatable. And I do think that Asta should be out for good for the rest of this arc. Or else his beating could feel less impactful to us. Like if Mimosa just comes and heals him, and then Sekra pairs that up and do like a combo healing spell, and Asta's back into the battle, he joins Yuno and Noelle, and the Light Triad fight Lucifero. Sure, that'd be epic, but that would definitely, possibly, take out the impact of what Lucifero just did to him. Unless, and I think that this is a way that Tabata can go around it, is you can still have Spirit Dive Star King Yuno fighting Lucifero. He's not going to be enough. And then Noelle comes in with her Saint Valkyrie form, and they pair up, and they do better, but it's still not enough. And then you have Mimosa, Sekra, heal Asta. He comes in. Then you have all 3 of the Light Triad in their transformations. They still fail, but not only do they just fail, but Asta now dies from Lucifero. That is a way how you could have Asta still get back up from healing, but not lose the impact. I think he would have to die from Lucifero, or do something like Veto, where it maims him. Like, Asta could not use his arms, because he had a curse in his arms. something like that would have to happen, because we would need the impact. Now, there's a lot of people saying on Twitter that Yuno is actually going to be able to fight Lucifero and do very well, maybe even beat him. But that's just not going to happen. But remember that he barely beat Devil's Zenon, who I think you can at best scale him to be a bit stronger than Fusion Lilith. And Lucifero is at least 50% stronger than the Megicula that we saw, because she was 1/3 manifested and he's 50% manifested. And based off of that, you would have to say that Lucifero is already a lot stronger than the Fusion Lilith. And also, Yuno's stars versus Lucifero's gravity, not only just thematically is going to be great, but it should show that Lucifero has the magical advantage over Yuno, because gravity is like the main enemy of stars. I also think that this is great because you have the impact as well of Lucifero seeing Asta as a threat because of anti-magic. He was able to make him bleed, he was able to chop off his horn, so anti-magic, when in Devil Union, can damage Lucifero, while Asta is still seemingly vastly slower and just vastly overall weaker. But if he does hit him with Devil Union and anti-magic and the demon swords, he can damage and possibly kill Lucifero. And Lucifero showed that because he got mad after he was damaged. So I like that as well, that it'll still show that Asta is going to be very important in the coming series. Now, what I think is going to happen here is Lucifero is going to still run some shit and somehow escape or something like that. I don't think this will be the end of him in this arc, and then eventually he will come back fully manifested or something like that. I haven't really gone too much in thought, but I think that we will see him at full power, but we just cannot see it right now because they just have feasibly no way of facing him, because they have already no way of facing him now, and he's only half manifested. One thing I thought is important to also point out for this chapter is this chapter showed Belle, and Belle no longer has 4 wings, like she did when Yuno used Spirit Dive Boreas against Zenon when Belle was storing up her mana. Now this means that Belle is considerably weaker, but I mean still, Yuno was overall way stronger because of his star magic being awakened. And a lot of people commented on my last chapter review talking about how Marillana lost her arm, and well, this chapter showed that it didn't really happen, because what I thought is her arm was just damaged. And we see her arm in this chapter, and her arm is still there. It's just damaged and bloodied from Lucifero's grip. So Marillana still has her arm. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and takeaways from this chapter, is all of that. And I thought it was a really great chapter, and I'm really excited to see what happens from here on out. Let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...